Hello, my name is Bill Rollick, and I work for the University of Richmond Parking Services. I'm the primary parking enforcement employee, and I thought it would be a good idea to provide students and other employees with some helpful tips to reduce the number of parking tickets issued each day. I've asked one of your fellow spiders who works in parking services to help me with this presentation.
Thanks, Bill. Let's start by discussing some basics about parking on campus. All students, faculty, and staff are required to have a parking permit affixed to the rear bumper or rear window of the vehicle. When the permit is issued, one should also be assigned a particular lot to park in, and it is important to park in your assigned lot. If you must use an alternative lot, please look at two signs at the entrance of the lot to determine whether the lot is available to you or not. One sign provides the lot number, and the other provides additional information about who may park in the lot and at what times. If you cannot find an available space in a lot where you are authorized to park, contact parking services to get permission for temporary alternative parking. When parking on campus, it is important you only park in marked spaces. Do not park along curbs and in areas filled with yellow lines, on access roads, or on grass or any other areas that are not intended for parking. Also, do not park in specially marked spaces such as handicap or reserved spaces unless you are authorized to do so. Let's take a trip around campus and talk about some of the most common parking citations that are issued. Entering campus from UR Drive, we first come to the apartments. Many students leave vehicles along the curb in the apartment parking lots when spaces are full, or when they quickly plan to visit an apartment. These areas are fire lanes and are designated as such by signs, and the curbs are painted yellow. Fire lanes are important to provide safe passage to large vehicles in the event of an emergency. Violators who park in a fire lane will receive a hefty ticket of $75 and will be towed at the owner's expense. Next is the sidewalk at Gateway Village Apartments, near the intramural fields. All sidewalks, access ways, and grass areas are off limits for parking, and violators will receive a $45 ticket. Let's make our way over to lots W29 and W30 near the dining center. As you see, these lots are designated as faculty, staff, and visitor parking only from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Most faculty and staff lots carry the same restrictions, and students are not allowed to park in these lots for any reason during the restricted hours. Once inside lot W30, there are 4 visitor spaces. The visitor spaces should be reserved for visitors only, and anyone with a UR parking sticker may be ticketed for parking there. There are also spaces in W30 reserved for those who need to use the post office. It is important to note that the post office parking is limited to 10 minutes, and Bill actually checks the post office to see if those vehicles in the post office spaces belong to patrons inside the building. If you are using the post office parking to visit D Hall or ETC and Bill checks the lot, you are going to get a ticket. Now on to West Hampton Way, which is divided into 3 areas. The first area is for visitors from 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Anyone other than visitors will receive a ticket for parking there during these times, even if it's just for a moment or to pick up something from a friend. The next area is WW parking on West Hampton Way. These spaces are for WW permits only. All other vehicles will be ticketed for parking in this area. The final stretch of West Hampton Way is reserved for faculty staff from 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Anyone other than faculty staff will receive a ticket for parking there during these hours, even if it's only for a short period of time. . Taking the left on Keller Road is parking area W36, which is for visitor parking only from 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Many tickets are issued here in the afternoon when people are looking for overflow parking for the dining hall. Now we've made the loop around Westhampton Way and Keller Road. Let's go across campus to the Commons parking area, Lot R14. The side of R14 facing the lake is off limits to faculty, staff, and students, and are reserved for buses, shuttles, and zip cars only. The spaces on the side of the library are available for unlimited visitor parking, 15-minute faculty staff parking all day, and 15-minute student parking from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. No restrictions are placed on this lot from 9 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. Here's a good tip for anyone needing to quickly visit admissions, the bursar's office, or Passport Cafe. There are 6 30-minute timed limit spaces along Richmond Way in parking area R19, and 1 30-minute space in lot R21 for easy access to those areas. Also, Lot R22 has 2 15-minute spaces for easy access to the International Center and the law school. These spots are available to faculty, staff, and students and are a much better option for students than parking in a faculty staff lot where you can get a ticket. Let's make a right onto Gateway and stop at Lot R8. Lot R8 is shared between faculty, staff, and G permits. Sometimes there is confusion about where G permits should park within the lot. On this map, the border parking spots are highlighted in purple, indicating the proper area for students with G permits. A little further down Gateway is Lot R10, where there are additional spaces for G permits, visitor parking, and faculty staff parking. Faculty staff parking, highlighted in green, is closest to the academic buildings and is reserved for faculty staff from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The third row is visitor parking, highlighted in yellow, and reserved from visitors from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., both of those areas are open to general parking. The G permit parking area, highlighted in purple, consists of the last 3 rows of R10 and is reserved for G permits from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. No C permits are permitted to park in lot R10 unless the lot is open for general parking. Between 7:30 a.m. and 3 p.m., commuters with C permits must park in lots B5, B6, or W38. Lot B5 and B6 are open lots. All registered vehicles can park here. The only exemptions are when there are football games or basketball games. University communications advertise these changes in spider bites and emails, and the precise information about when and where to park will be provided before each game. When a situation arises that requires special parking privileges, please call Parking Services at 289-8703 and make arrangements with them in advance. Each student can request special privileges a maximum of 4 times per semester. If you've been approved for special parking arrangements, you can still receive a parking ticket, but just call Parking Services within 10 days and your ticket will be voided. That concludes the University of Richmond Parking Services presentation. I hope this guide is helpful to provide information about the proper parking areas and prevent you from committing parking violations. To find out more information about parking on campus, read the rules and regulations online and refer to the guidelines in the campus parking map. If you're still unsure, call our office or go to our website at parking.richmond.edu.